Welcome to Zone In Sports, your favorite spot for real talk, bold takes, and everything in the zone when it comes to sports. From hard-hitting analysis of the Miami Hurricanes football to the hottest stories across the sports world, we're bringing you that energy, passion, and a little bit of swagger, just like the U. So whether you're tailgating in the Coral Gables or arguing in the group chats or just vibing in your way to work, buckle up. You're in the zone with your host, D. Hamp.
All righty out there. What's good out there, everybody? Hey, we finna get it cracking. Talking about the University of Miami versus the Ohio State Buckeyes. I got E in the background, but before we get started, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop your scores and predictions in the chat, and we finna get it cracking right now. Come on up, E. What's cracking with you, baby?
Oh, just got in from running a few errands. That's why I ain't got no Miami gear on right now. I just been out running to the banks and whatnot.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, check it out, man. We finna get right into this, man. We're gonna talk about a little bit of program perception. We're gonna start off with that. For both sides, we're gonna keep it 50-50. What is your perception of this game on a national level and what it means from first the Miami side?
For me, it's a chance for Cristobal to really do what he said he wanted to do, which was bring this program back to prominence, to the national level of prominence as one of the elite programs in college football. And I think he has accomplished that at this point. No matter what happens from this point forward, all the naysaying about him needs to cease. Okay. We didn't have these expectations for this team this year. Okay. This is his fourth season, and all I've said before was the trajectory is up. And what has he done? He's done better this year than last year. They finished 10-2 last year, but they didn't get in the playoff. They finished 10-2 this year. They got into the playoff, and not only did they get into the playoff, they went to one of the most hostile places that you can play.
Yes.
At their place and beat them with hardly no offense outside of running the ball. Granted, you had 25 to 30 mile an hour winds. You had missed field goals and whatnot. But I want to say shout out to Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator. The man was playing chess while everybody else was fucking playing checkers. Okay?
Yeah.
People was complaining during the game about, oh, here we go. We're not playing. That man already knew the conditions were not warranted to be throwing the ball all over the yard.
Right.
Okay. Now, he knew what he was doing. You got to be a student of the game and pay attention. He was setting this shit up. They were running plays in the first half that wasn't getting none. That same jet sweep that Tony scored on, he ran that in the first quarter. And what happened? Or the second quarter, they slammed them down and was all hype and it didn't go nowhere. I said, that's all right. I told my wife, I said, watch, they're going to run that play again. He just wanted to see how they was going to react to it. You got to play to set things up for later.
Right.
And that's what he did. So anyway, this game now with Ohio State, it has volume. In my opinion, I don't think Ohio State is as good as everybody says they are. They were a lot better team last year. They lost 8 people on the defense last year. They had Mbuka last year. They had those 2 running backs last year.
Right.
Remember that? They were solid last year. And even after losing that game to Northern Illinois or NIU, they went on a run and handled business.
Right.
And I think Miami is mirroring that this year.
Yeah.
They're going on a run. I mean, I really wish they didn't have a break after the Pitt game. Because I think they were really clicking on all cylinders at that point. and they didn't get to play in the ACC title game, so they had that extra break before they played A&M. But I just think,
All right, there. You back there, E?
I just think that Miami has the advantage in this game, and if they win this game, which I really believe they will, if they win this game, it's just going to set up a domino effect with Georgia.
Hmm.
That's my take on it. But I mean, to your question, on a national level, the man has said he's doing what he said that he was going to do. There's only one thing left to do, and that's win the whole thing.
Okay, now we're gonna switch it up. Ryan Day perspective, and I thought about this before we came on, and a lot of people forget they were trying to run Ryan Day out of town, and I still think that there's some things that a lot of people are not sold on Ryan Day about, So it's an interesting thing that's going on with the Ryan Day and the Ohio State perspective of them nationally. Of course, we know about the athletes and everything, but the program perspective is if they lose, to me, it's going to be even more heat on him, considering.
Well, if it is, Dwayne, it's ridiculous.
But the media. But that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't know if that's the national media or is that the Ohio media, because what else you want this man to do? They beat Michigan this year. He won you a natty last year.
Right.
I just think that in every fan base, including ours, because we have some real idiot fans too, and I call them out every time.
Right.
We have some real idiot fans too. Expectations are ridiculous.
Right.
Okay. They wanted to run him out of town because he lost to Michigan.
Right.
But y'all won a national championship last year. You had a really good team last year. Now you beat Michigan this year. That's your consolation prize. He finally beat them. I don't see you beating Miami. They keep talking about, I don't pay attention to the national pundits because these same people were all picking A&M.
Correct.
They were all picking A&M to win. They all picked Notre Dame in the beginning of the season. Okay. Yep. They all picked Florida last year to start the season. So I don't pay attention to a lot of these jokers because they going off their feelings of not liking Miami versus looking at the numbers, the analytics, and the matchups. Football is about matchups. Basketball is about matchups. I'm looking at the matchups.
Right.
I'm putting Ohio State D-line versus our O-line. We have the
best. We get on that. We're going to get there.
Okay.
We're going to get there. All right. If you're just coming up in the building, smash that like button. If you want your questions read, hit that super chat. Now, we're going to talk about the recruiting impact. We already know Ohio State is a recruiting magnet, so we don't really have to talk about them. We want to talk about more on the Miami end of the recruiting aspect. What do you think even this playoff run up to now is going to do for recruiting for UM?
It's sending a chill down everybody's spine that here we go again. We got Butch Davis #2 now with Mario, and maybe even better because Butch didn't have all the things that Mario had. He didn't have an indoor facility. The regular facilities wasn't the greatest.
Right.
I don't know what Butch did. He wasn't paying these dudes. He didn't pay DJ Williams to come all the way from California. They didn't pay Dorsey. They didn't pay Portis and them. I don't know. It was just a culture at that time in the late 90s that guys like Reggie Wayne and Najee, all them guys, the 2G and the Deuce 1 graduates, they all gravitated toward Miami. Now you got today, different NIL, social media, cable sports network out of control, different whole atmosphere now. What this is going to do for recruiting is it's going to make all the kids in South Florida think twice about leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to make other kids take notice in the South, in Georgia, in Alabama, in Mississippi, in the Midwest, and out West. These dudes are back with a vengeance. And they winning. This is going to make every offensive lineman and defensive lineman really take a hard look at Miami now. Whereas before, we lost a couple D tackle dudes to Oklahoma and LSU and Auburn, and now they're looking at all three of them ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Mario Cristobal is outstanding with this recruiting because he did not follow the trap that Mike Norvell followed. Mm-hmm. Mike Norvell built a beautiful team in 2023 that should have went to playoff, but 70 to 80% of his squad was transfer portal dudes. So Florida State put all their eggs in that basket, and it should have paid off for them. Even though Jordan Travis got hurt at quarterback, they still got screwed.
Yeah.
Because that team, I think that team still would have either played for a natty or might have won a natty, even with Travis being hurt because they had too many. That defense was loaded.
Defense was loaded. I don't know, just offensively, because they could not
score. The offense had pieces. That's the piece. I'm just saying, I would have liked to have seen it.
Yeah.
Versus them saying you can't go in the playoff at all.
Right.
I thought that was some BS.
Yeah.
I digress. Where Cristobal has done differently is look at all your star players for Miami right now. Where they come from. Malachi Tony, Miami.
Yeah.
Fletcher, Miami. The freshman safety, Fitzgerald, Miami.
Right.
Who else is a local kid? Miami. Besaint, linebacker, Miami. Armando Blunt on the line, Miami. He went and made sure he got talented local dudes that they can build a foundation around. These are freshmen, man. Tony and Fitzgerald are freshmen.
Balling.
Balling. Like these other kids at Northwestern and Booker T and all these other schools in Dade County and Broward County, they looking like, man, Miami, the freshmen get to play and shine. Yeah. What do you think they want to do? You think they're not looking at they might have committed somewhere else, and unless somebody throwing you a bag that's ridiculous, like they did with Jeremiah Smith. Ohio State came with a bag, and they had a resume, but now that coach is leaving. Where'd he go?
I forgot, but yeah,
he going to Central Florida. Is it Central Florida or something?
No, USF, didn't
he? He ain't going to South Florida. I thought he was going to. Is it South? The Bulls or is it Central
Florida?
Florida?
Heartline you talking about?
Heartline.
Yeah, I think he went to South Florida, if I'm not
mistaken.
Where did
the South Florida? Oh, the South Florida coach left, didn't he? He got a job somewhere.
Yeah, he went to Auburn or somewhere like that, didn't he?
Okay.
Somewhere like that.
Well, he was really known to be a great wide receiver coach, and he put guys in the league in the last 5 years. And Buka, one of them, just to name one. So
yeah, Heartline's coming to Tampa, Florida. Yeah,
South Florida.
Yep.
Okay, so that's why Ryan Day is taking over the play calling for this game coming up, because they keep laying it on A&M offensive coordinator like it's his fault. They lost to Miami because he got 1 foot out the door because he's finna be the head coach at Kansas State.
Right.
Coordinator for A&M.
Right.
And I'm thinking to myself, no, that's a weak excuse. That ain't why he didn't. You can't say that. They said the same thing about the 98 Vikings.
Right.
Old boy was the offensive coordinator, but he had been given the job to be Baltimore's new head coach. And they said, well, he cost Minnesota the game because he didn't call a good game for Randall Cunningham and Randy Moss. Now, remember that when they was and they was 15-1, and they ended up losing to Atlanta, and Atlanta went to the Super Bowl, played Denver, when we all knew the Vikings ran John Elway up. They didn't want John Elway to lose to another black quarterback. But anyway, the Vikings ran Elway off the field that year. You remember that season?
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm not gonna blame it on the coordinator leaving. I'm gonna say that this is going to impact recruiting tremendously for Miami because, again, the trajectory is up. Freshmen are playing. Freshmen are shining. Malachi Tony, best freshman in the country on offense, one of the best wide receivers in the game, period.
Right.
You got Bryce Fitzgerald at safety.
Yep.
6 interceptions as a freshman, a ball hawk. 18 years old. He's still green behind her. He still got to learn. Wait till he gets some more seasoning.
Right.
Okay. Fletcher coming back another year.
Yep.
That
Was
speaks
glad to see
volumes. That says a lot about the culture. What we could really wish for, which ain't going to happen, is if fucking Bain and fucking Maui Noga say, guess what?
Now they going to get that money, baby.
Finish our senior year.
Yeah, they going to get that money.
They could get the money now.
Well,
NIL.
True.
But that, I mean, I digress. These kids don't think like that now.
Right.
Plus, you got outside forces that pump it up for you to leave.
Right.
Cable Sports Network. They telling Bain, you might be a top 5 pick.
Right.
So so fine. What that does for recruiting, though, is all these kids in South Florida and all over Florida, period, are taking notice. Florida State, tanking. The Gators, new coach, don't know what they're going to do. South Florida, new coach, don't know what they're going to do. Central Florida, don't know what they're going to do. FIU, FAU, non-factors.
Right.
Bethune-Cookman, Florida A&M, worried as shit because they always going to get good talent, but they're going to be the second-tier talent because the top-tier talent, they're going to go to the big schools.
Right.
So this is really going to help Miami's cause with the recruiting big time. I mean, they had a really good recruiting class this time.
Already, yeah. And
I heard a Texas running back just went into the portal.
Yeah.
We don't need him because Fletcher coming back.
Right.
I'm wondering who going to leave. I hope Lyle or the other.
I keep hearing reports Lyle might.
He might leave. And I can't blame him if he do, but he might leave. We still don't know what kind of quarterback we're going to get. Because now I see they said North Texas quarterback is up for grabs. I know they want Cincinnati quarterback bad.
Right.
And for me, I think he's the best pick. I'll take him over Nebraska quarterback.
And
I don't want NC State quarterback. And Sellers changed his mind. He's staying in South Carolina. And
for right now, Levitt, we don't know what he's going to do.
Cincinnati quarterback. If not him, maybe the North Texas quarterback. But this is going to take Mario to the next level with the recruiting because you got something to work with now. Right.
Now, okay, so the next question is, now this is a twofold, and I've been thinking about this one too, and we kind of touched on it at the beginning. Mario Cristobal narrative, now, and I put it that way because I did a video, I think a couple of days ago, and pretty much positive feedback, but it was some people in our fan base, you know how they get, and I just said put some respect on Mario's name. So Mario's narrative versus Ryan Day pressure, because it's two different things, two different plays going on here. What do you think of, first of all, the narrative around Mario, even from and I want to say within our fan base first and then nationally, and then what do you think about the pressure internally with Ryan Day? And I know for any Ohio State fans out there, we're not really tapped all the way in with Ohio State. We do watch a lot of it.
Either.
But I do hear a little stuff. I know some Ohio State fans, but what the pressure he's going to get nationally and internally. So let's start off with Mario. What do you think about that? The narrative.
Oh, the narrative has definitely changed for Mario. Nobody's saying nothing negative now. Because
yes, they are. Yes, they are. A lot of people are.
Really?
Yes. Well, hey, go back and look at some of the comments I got when I put that video out. You know, and I think the point that people was missing about the video is that when I said he did his job, what more do you? Okay, yeah, everybody wants to win a national championship. It ain't been that many coaches in the last 10 to 15 years that they won it in comparison to all the teams that's in Division I football.
Look, the last 10 to 15 years, it's been either Saban's won it 6 times with Bama. Dabo's been there and won it twice. And now Kirby, I think Kirby got in there and got one.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
It's been dominated by the SEC. I mean,
Right.
Florida State got 1-13 when they beat Nick Marshall and Auburn and them, and for the most part, it's been the Alabama Clemson show.
Yeah.
So as far as I don't know, like I said, we got those in our fan base that leave a lot to be desired. I don't know what they complain about Mario for. I mean, be glad we're not Michigan. Look at what I'm on the phone with my guys when we started. They are all upset because it's like, look what they're going through. They're the most corrupt program in America. Is the Michigan?
Man.
They've got so much bullshit going on up there in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
And y'all got the nerve to complain about what's going on in Miami and complain about Cristobal. Come on, man. That's a whole nother subject with Michigan going on, but
right.
we the fans here need to stop this tripping, man, and quit this crying, because Mario has done what he is supposed to do. He has gotten you the best recruits, some of the best recruits. This is only going to land you some more the better recruits. You beat these jokers this week coming up. Come on, man.
Right.
And then you play Georgia. Come on, man. I put money on it, man. I got to ride with it. I got to ride with them winning the whole thing. I got
chronologically.
Listen to me, when I look at this team, again, when I look at the complete football team, both sides of the ball and special teams, they are the most complete football team to me. They really are. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a fan. Every team has holes and stuff, but when I look at going back to the season, that they made such a big deal about that Oregon-Penn State game. Turns out Penn State was nothing. Okay, Penn State wasn't all that. They made such a big deal about that game. They made such a big deal about the Oregon-Indiana game. Now, I think Indiana's pretty decent, but I think Oregon ain't all that. Indiana went out there and
a little lacking.
You know what I'm saying? I look at Ohio State. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry, because it's MF. Look at their schedule. The two toughest teams they played have been Texas and Indiana, and they split. And the Texas game was 14-7. Okay, so I mean, I'm not going to hang my hat on beating Rutgers and Purdue and Minnesota and Wisconsin and Ohio, and I'm not even going to say nothing about Grambling because they play the HBCU. I applaud that. Miami plays Bethune or FAMU every year. Been doing that since the 70s.
Right.
I applaud that. You giving a small black college money and notoriety by doing that. But all these other schools they played, they ain't played nobody, bro. They was just like A&M. A&M avoided all the best teams in the SEC to be 7-1. And when they finally played a good team, Texas, they got their asses whooped.
Right.
Okay.
Crazy.
So this is the same with Ohio State. They played all year, didn't play really nobody all year, but they've been – here's ESPN now. They used to jock Bama. Now they really jocking Ohio State. They flipped it slowly. The Big Ten. It's a slow, gradual slide. You see the pendulum starting to slide now.
Right.
There are those who really want an Ohio State Indiana final rematch.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take off work to watch that bullshit. That's a regular big. To me, that's a Big Ten game. That's not what the national championship is supposed to fucking be.
Right.
Two teams from the same conference. That is not supposed to be that way. Ever. I remember when Bama played LSU that year, and LSU had 2 losses, and Bama had 1. And people complained that year. Way back, it was still BCS. Was it? Yeah, it was still BCS. I think it was still BCS. Anyway, people complained then.
Right. Yeah.
People complain when it's the Georgia-Alabama national championship. I'm sorry. 2 teams from the same conference, no.
Yeah.
No.
It's crazy when you think about it. We're going to get into some of these comments real quick before we move on. It says, this Ohio State team is nothing to be compared to last year's Ohio State team.
No, last year's team was way better than this year's team.
Yeah.
Last year's team was loaded, dude. Last year's team, I would have been like, we ain't beating them.
Yeah, they
They
were.
had the running backs, they had Mbuka and Jeremiah, and they had all the defense. No, everybody talking about Matt Patricia coming in with the defense. I really think this is the game where Miami could really just make a statement.
Yeah.
Not just win, because they didn't win. They won at A&M. And to me, it was in the circumstances. But
Right.
not points wise. I think maybe a little bit more impressive. I think it might be a little bit more impressive. It's a controlled environment. We don't have to worry about wind or rain. It's in Jerry's world. Anybody.
Right.
They didn't play anybody really good besides Texas and Indiana.
Yeah.
You can't name anybody on that schedule. Illinois was halfway decent, and Illinois put up points on them. I can't remember what the final was in that game. They still won. It was at Champaign, but I'm sorry, man. It's the same with. I don't dislike Texas Tech, but everybody they played has been in the Big 12. They haven't been tested. Can they beat Oregon? I think they can beat.
Yeah, I think they can.
I think it'd
be a shootout.
I think it would be a shootout because I don't think Oregon has any defense. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't show me anything. They didn't show me anything in the Penn State game. Penn State was really garbage. They should have destroyed Penn State.
What is that saying about Penn State? And they should have Oregon, and they almost beat Indiana.
Listen, the next what does that tell you about Indiana? Well, I mean, that means that Penn State had a little heart, but the next week, what did Penn State show you?
Well, yeah.
They went out to UCLA and got beat by a team that was 0-4. Now, granted, it's the West Coast, it's a big hour change, yada, yada, yada. Miami went through that same shit last year when they played at Cal.
You're right.
Yes, it's a big deal going out 3 hours away from your time zone and playing. But this is what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted these super conferences and bringing teams from all over the country in, instead of making it, keeping the Pac-12 intact. But anyway, so here we are.
That says next.
Georgia is impressive. I'm not going to disrespect Georgia, but Georgia is impressive. Their weakness is their secondary. Tennessee showed you that when they played at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee threw the ball all over the yard on them. The only problem was Tennessee couldn't run the ball, and they couldn't stop Georgia from running the ball, and they missed a field goal and lost that game.
Right.
I think so. Dennis Taylor, sir, I think Mr. Pringle and Mr. Fletcher and Brown, I think Brown going to get some more click this week. Brown didn't get no carries last week against A&M. They gave it all to Fletcher.
Right.
Miami scripting this shit out the way they want it. This is going to be a game where they're going to test the outside and the inside of Ohio State.
Right.
And whichever one they can lean on is the one they're going to lean on.
Right.
Okay? If they're going to try to dominate up in the middle in them A-gaps, if Miami can't push them boys around like they did A&M, okay, fine. Dawson will take it outside now. We'll go outside, no problem. They keep talking about Ohio State's D-line and their secondary. I'm not saying they're not good. I'm not saying they're not 4- and 5-star dudes, but they're not last year's dudes.
Well, yeah. And that gets to where we're going next. We're going to talk a little bit about the run game identity. And we touched on it a little bit with Fletcher. We don't know exactly what Dawson is going to have up and for schematic wise, and we don't know exactly what Ohio State going to do. We do know that they run more of a pro style offense. We do know they count on the run to set up the pass. They don't like to get behind the sticks. They try to have third and manageable where they can throw on third down or leave the option to run or pass on third down. So it's going to be an interesting thing with who can run the ball. I think Ohio State is averaging like 6 yards per play or something like that. And I think Miami is like right around 4 yards per play. if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be imperative of both teams to, if they're going to have success, to limit.
I'm looking at their
the first
schedule.
down.
I'm looking at their schedule, man, and it's like Washington was the only team that kind of gave them a little something throughout before they scored late, and that final was 24-6.
Yeah.
Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin, Penn State, Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and at Michigan.
Right. Right.
I mean, they only scored 27 on Michigan, but Michigan had their opportunities. They just couldn't punch it in because
Right.
Michigan lack in the trenches, and they got beat up in the trenches. So I'm like, they keep bringing up the Louisville game and the SMU game, and we may get to that because I want to.
We're gonna get there.
Well,
we're gonna get there. Yeah.
We got to touch on Beck anyway, but
yeah, we're gonna get there.
As far as Ohio State is concerned, Miami ready because they didn't have to beat themselves up tackling a lot of running backs for A&M. A&M tried to run the ball a little bit and they couldn't run the ball.
Right.
So they got away from the running game. It was more he ran the ball. He had 20-some yards or 30-some yards altogether rushing.
Yeah.
They ran the ball a couple times and he was able to throw the ball around the yard a little bit. He got that one play off, that one deep ball off. That's what worries me about Miami. Every team got holes. And even though I think our secondary is really good, I think that may be a slight weakness for us as our secondary. Maybe because Keontae Scott is back out there.
Yeah, and then Keontae Scott reminds me a little bit of Downs for Ohio State. They both kind of play up around the line of scrimmage.
Right.
They both really good tacklers in space.
Right.
So that's going to be interesting.
It's up to our corners, Xavier Lucas, OJ Frederick. These guys are going to have to be on their game with Jeremiah. It's going to be up to Poyser and Thomas at safety and Fitzgerald when he gets in there at safety. They all going to get their time in there. If they can stop them from running, which I think Miami can.
Right.
It's a big – I mean, I wonder if Torrey is playing because, he took that hit.
I read an article. They said he was fine.
He saved the game for Miami. The boy put his body on the line. That was not targeting. If you look at the replay, their helmets hit, but it was more like face-to-face, not the crown of the helmet. And he whacked the guy good enough to where he didn't catch that ball.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, Torrey, Besaith, and Aguirre at linebacker, they're going to have to be on the A game in this game.
Right.
From here on out, because you get past Ohio State, Georgia runs the rock too.
Right.
Okay. Every game is a challenge. Now, this Sayin kid is not a running type quarterback.
No.
Indiana sacked him 5 times. I got a buddy of mine. He a big time.
This is my worry. What's up, Armando? My worry if the Canes, if I was a Canes fan, is Beck. Beck reminds me of Ken Dorsey. Remember, Dorsey was the weakest link on a loaded 2002 Canes team.
I would have to kind of disagree with that. I don't think Dorsey was a weak link. When you go to that Ohio State championship game in the first half, the weakest link for the Miami Hurricanes, and if you don't have to believe me, go back and watch the damn game. The weakest link in that game was the Miami offensive line. Ohio State D-line came to play. From very first snap, they came to fucking play in that game. In the first half, Dorsey had never been got like that. My man that took McKinney's spot was getting whooped.
Yeah.
Brett Romberg and him up in the middle, they was getting whooped. Ohio State had a hell of a D-line in that championship game. Now, going to Beck. I'm really tired of Carson Beck getting a bad rap. I am, man. I argue with my guys about this. Everybody brings up Beck like he's some kind of interception machine. The guy had one bad game.
Yeah.
And they hang it over his head like a dark cloud, and he can't escape it. One bad game where he pressed and tried to force things.
Right.
Okay. The SMU game, I'm not even going to count that as a bad game because the first pick, that was JoJo bobbling the ball, and then the defender caught it. And then the second pick was in overtime. That was a misread. It's still a pick, but that should have been a penalty on them because JoJo got tackled in the end zone. Should have been first and goal on the 1 foot line for Miami. But anyway, I digress. They keep bringing up Beck and interceptions. They keep throwing this Louisville game in his face. What happened when Indiana went to Oregon? How many interceptions did what's his name? Gabriel?
You talking about last year or this
year?
Dante Moore.
Ain't that his name? Gabriel, the quarterback?
No, Dante Moore.
Dante Moore.
Yeah.
How many interceptions did he have against Indiana? It was 2 or 3 in that game. A home game, just like Beck had a home game. He looked like shit, and Indiana beat their ass.
Yeah.
They don't come back and throw this game in his face or hold it over his head. Well, what happened in the Indiana game? And Dante Moore, he threw 2 interceptions against JMU.
Yeah.
What the fuck you doing throwing picks?
Right.
But they don't bring this up with him. I'm just using that as an example of how there is a double standard with Carson Beck.
Right.
They hung that over his head from last year when last year they knew Georgia had a lot of 3 old linemen were hurt and gone, running backs were not there, and wide receivers led the country in drops.
Right.
He even admitted I had to press. So any quarterback that has to press, I don't care if it's high school, college, or pro, if you pressing, you're gonna throw picks.
Yeah.
If Shador got to press, if old boy that used to be with the Packers, that's with the Steelers now, State Farm boy.
Damn.
God damn it.
Damn, I know his name. I'm looking right here.
Any of them, Brett Favre, any quarterback, if they got to press.
You know Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers got to press. If Josh Allen got to press, look at Mahomes had to press. Throw a pick. You pressing. I don't have the same weapons anymore. This line ain't blocking. I'm running for my damn life. So anyway, having said all that, Beck is not a problem. Beck is not Achilles' heel. He's not an anchor. People act like this man is an anchor. He's not. Oh, if he gets flustered, he might throw a pick. You tell me any quarterback who don't throw a damn pick or throw wildly if they getting chased and ain't got time to make their reads. That's a part of the sport.
Yeah.
That's what we try. That's what Miami gonna try to do to Julian saying.
Yeah.
They're gonna try to get after him where he's gonna
up.
scramble and he can't connect with Jeremiah Smith. And as long as our cornerbacks don't let them get behind him and the safeties are there, he ain't got nowhere to go with the ball.
Yeah, try to speed up every quarterback. That's the name of the game.
So this shit about Beck, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it.
It says, I love that Jeremiah is running his mouth. Our secondary would do.
He ain't the only one running his mouth. He ain't the only one. That dude, that D lineman running his mouth too for Ohio State. He ran his mouth.
Yeah.
The big dude, the big dark-skinned dude, he was running his mouth talking about they can't block me. All right.
That's just I know you're talking about he leads their team in sacks. What is his name?
I don't know what the
Caden Carey, I believe.
Yeah, whatever his name is, he been talking too. I like it. I like that Miami is humble and they ain't doing nothing but congratulating the other team and you know, congratulations on making the playoffs, and we know y'all really good players and we ain't talking. Let them chirp.
Right. Now,
because if they get past this school, you know the real chirping gonna start. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. Now the question is, we kind of touched on this too. The time of possession strategy. Both of them. Now, Miami plays a little different style than Ohio State. Ohio State, to me, truly kind of fits the NFL bill where they try to, you know, ball control, big plays here and there. Miami, I wouldn't say more West Coast because it all depends what Dawson wants to dial up with Miami. Miami could play different styles.
He's going to play to the defense.
Right, yeah. He could play so many different ways because the personnel that they run. I don't see Ohio State ability to be a chameleon like Miami. Like, you truly don't know what Miami offense you're going to get. I know what I'm going to get when I see Ohio State. Ohio State going to come up with that big offensive line that they do have. They're going to try to beat you up in the trenches, run the ball, play action, or
They O-line has a weakness, and even I read it on they even admit it. They have a weakness on their O-line. They have a weakness. They know that, and they got a backup guard playing this week. So they know that their O-line is a weakness. They saw it in the game against Indiana. Now, yes, Indiana got away with a few things in that game. All teams do.
Well, yeah.
I think Indiana got away with some holds in that game because Indiana O-line ain't all that either. Ohio State was getting some penetration on them too. It's just Indiana came out with a very aggressive mindset.
Yeah.
That's what it was. They were very aggressive. And they just turned it on for that game. I think Miami is just built that way for every game. These guys are built that way. Then some people might say, well, what happened with Louisville and what happened with SMU? That's another day, another show. We could go into that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to put it all.
And it's kind of irrelevant,
it's
right
irrelevant
now.
At this point.
Yeah.
I went back and watched that Louisville game, and I'm thinking, Miami left points out there. They could have won that game, but that's like neither here nor there. It's water under the bridge. But Miami is the most dominant football team in the trenches left in these playoffs of all of them. Of them.
Then my question to you, will either team rush for 150 yards or more? Hey, put it in the chat. Who do you think will run for 150 yards, Miami or Ohio State?
I think it would be Miami before them. Okay. I would think it may not be for $150. I think as a total, you'll have a total. Yeah, we'll get that. If all the running backs are playing, unless Beck is fucking hot, we don't know if you might get a hot Beck. I think Beck's saving it. I think they're saving Beck for Georgia. They just want him to be efficient. Give me a touchdown or two. This may be a game that come down to special teams too.
Yeah.
Some field goals, some Malachi might finally get him one and take him one to the house. Because Lord knows he had one against A&M and tripped on his own damn leg.
Right. Yeah.
So, so I don't give a shit how the points come. Punt return, field goals, I don't care. I want the W. I don't give a damn.
Right. It says if Beck is there to throw to CJ Daniels and Marion in single coverage, he has to make those throws.
He'll make them. I'm not even worried about that, Dennis. Mr. Taylor, I'm not even worried about that. He'll make that throw.
Right, yeah.
They don't scare me.
Yeah,
they don't scare me, man. To me, they keep saying this is going to be the best defense they played. Really? Is it? I still think Notre Dame was probably the better defense. I really do. I really think Notre Dame's defense is better than Ohio State's. I really do. Miami was better in the trenches, but Notre Dame had secondary.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, Florida had secondary.
Yeah.
The Gators got a secondary.
Yeah.
The Gators got a defense. The Gators had an offensive line too. They just had shit coaching. So I don't want to hear this. Well, this is the best defense Miami's going to face. I'm not the same talking points from the cable sports network. Same points. And from a lot of these YouTubers, the same talking points on their
right.
blog. They say that if you watch them, I watched them all, man. They all say the same shit. What's Miami going to do with this defense? And what's Miami going to do with this? And man, stop. What did Indiana do with them? What did Illinois do? What did Michigan do with them?
They say
what did Minnesota do with them?
Yeah, they can't be beat. It says, so, man, it says it's all about the money now. College will go back to the BCS system. That's top. No, never.
No, they ain't
too much
back.
Money in it.
If anything, they're going to open that shit up to 16.
Yeah. Now, you might be correct by saying it might only be 4 teams that has a legitimate shot of winning, but I don't think they'll ever go back when you got a chance to make money. That's how it is.
Listen, when Miami won that game, they got, what they say? They got $4 million for making the playoff. So every other team in the ACC get the $4 million too.
Yeah.
I think it's if they beat Ohio State, I think it's 6 or 8 million next.
Right.
That means all the other teams in the ACC gonna get that money too. I don't know how this shit work, but
Hey, that's why they were mad at the group of 5, but we ain't gonna even go down there because they got 4 million. People
yeah,
don't think
they had no
you know.
business being there.
Yeah, so but we ain't gonna even get into
Them
that.
last 2 spots, in my opinion, don't matter, but they should have went to Notre Dame and Texas. And the only reason why I say Texas over Vandy is because Texas beat Vandy.
Right.
I wouldn't have put BYU in because BYU lost twice to the same team in their conference. So if you can't beat the best team in the Big 12, you damn sure ain't gonna beat nobody else.
Right. That's
So
true.
bye BYU.
Yeah. Said Bay would be a top 5 pick for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna be a top 5 pick. If he keeps shining, and I'm gonna tell you who else stock gonna rise up. If my man Zero that transfer from Ole Miss, no, he's 7. He's a safety. I'm talking about Keontae Scott.
Oh, Keontae Scott. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. His stock around. Well, I had him in the 3rd round, probably, maybe 3rd.
If he ball out and get him a turnover or 2 and keep balling out the way he is,
yeah,
he might slide into the 2nd round. He might slide. I'm looking for CJ Daniels to do something too.
Yeah.
Him and Moore, they both seniors. Come on.
Yeah. Opportunity.
And you know what? I think this gonna be a game for JoJo Trader.
You do?
Yeah, because this is his old teammate. He going up against his old teammate. Remember, they was in the same high school team together.
Right.
Him and Jeremiah were together, and they were both putting up stupid numbers. If Jeremiah wasn't doing it big, JoJo was. And they knew JoJo was the truth. I think this is going to be his game to get some shine and kind of go out there and prove himself. He had that nice touchdown at SMU, but then he bobbled that ball and got back picked, and that changed the game against SMU. So Beck said he had a touchdown against A&M, but the wind blew the ball. He had his man beat. He made a move. He had his man beat. He threw the ball. He's like, "Oh, that's a touchdown!" And then the wind just blew it 15 yards out of the way, and that was that game. So, this game is the keys to Miami winning this game is running the ball, protecting the ball, and just dominate the line of scrimmage, man.
And then I would add in 3rd down conversion rate on defense, get off the field, and limit the big plays. You have to limit.
Yeah, because he's gonna take his shots. Yeah. I mean, well, you know what, man? I'm gonna tell you what. I really thought A&M was gonna take shots, and they took the one shot and got it.
Yeah.
Before the winds got really stupid early in the game when he got that pass off to his guy. I thought A&M was going to open because they've been doing that all year, taking shots. And I thought, okay, Miami secondary better be on their game. But they were, because a lot of times he had to tuck and run.
Yeah, and the pressure was getting to him, especially in the second half.
Started getting to him, and they had 0 running game. Ohio State got a running back.
Right.
We're going to see, because they ain't the running backs they had last year. Them cats play on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we're going to see. I think this is the game where.
Yeah, they got Bo Jackson. That's right.
Yeah, Bo Jackson. This is a game where Bain and Mesidor and Justin Scott and Blunt and all them. Now we got to play run.
Yeah.
At least for the first, they're gonna try to run the ball to try to set up a play action to Jeremiah or the other dude.
Right.
That's their MO. They got a real nice tight end too. That's where Keontae come in, or one of the safeties come in. Poyser or Thomas, number 8. They're gonna come into play if they're not gonna stay up top over the top. Xavier Lucas and OJ Frederick, and if Damari Brown come back, because I know he was hurt, hopefully he can come back. They're gonna have to be on their A game.
Right.
You get past these receivers, because Georgia got some receivers, but they ain't got Ohio State receivers.
Right. And you talked a little bit about this too, the vulnerabilities. Ohio State versus physical teams. And as you touched on it, when teams have kind of punched them back in the mouth, and I heard a bunch of excuses. I wouldn't. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say excuses where people saying they really didn't get up for Indiana. That game didn't mean nothing when they played Indiana, or that game meant more to Indiana than it did Ohio State. Stop the bull. You know what I'm saying? Stop the bull. Ohio State wanted to win that game just as bad as Indiana did. Indiana was just a little bit more physical. You know, I would say a lot more physical. And sometimes when teams, kind of like bullies, not used to teams that can match up with them, sometimes I'm not going to say they folded in the game. They couldn't do the things that they wanted to do in that game. So again, we go back to the matchups that we have. You know, they haven't seen anybody like Bain and Mesidor and them. They hear about them. It's easy when you hear about somebody to say, I will stop that guy or he's not going to do that. But when the man's standing across from you and he got as much will as you got, can you do it? You know, that's what it boils down
They
to.
have not seen anything like this. What's coming? Ohio State has not seen this. See, they trying to flip it around saying, well, Miami ain't seen nothing like this. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. They seen Notre Dame. They seen Florida.
Which people trying to say Notre Dame, if they were in, I'm gonna put that, they would go to the national championship.
Yep.
So
that's what they're saying. If Notre Dame got hot, and I think they did get screwed.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying. My point of it is
they got screwed. I don't think Alabama should have been in the playoff.
Yeah, but my point of it is Miami has seen elite talent.
They've already seen elite talent. Yeah. They've already seen it. We saw Florida has an elite line. They have an elite offensive line. I don't give a damn what nobody says about the Gators. They lack in other places. Mostly the coaching. They got skilled players. They have a very good offensive line.
Right. Yeah.
Notre Dame's offensive line is there.
Right.
The rest of the ACC, I mean, I'm not going to, no, not really. But like I said, A&M was supposed to be all world. They got the tackle. He's supposed to be all this.
Right.
He's supposed to be
first round pick.
He ain't no first round pick. Or if he is, he got embarrassed.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Bain and Mesidor embarrassed the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Well, he ran his mouth.
Yeah. This is what
that's why I don't know. I mean, I understand Jeremiah running his mouth because he's from Florida, but dude, you need to be quiet.
Yeah.
You need to be quiet. You weren't even born in 2002. None of y'all was. This game is not about the 2002 game.
No.
The fan base needs to stop.
Right.
That shit breaks my heart. I know they're going to be showing highlights of this shit. I don't want to see it. I can't even watch the game on fucking YouTube, bro. The shit still fucks with me 22 years later.
Yeah.
Okay? It still bothers me to this day because McGahee was getting hot in the second half. And I don't care what nobody says. I really think I can't. Somebody on that Ohio State coaching staff told that boy to take that dude's knees out. I believe that in my heart. I'm not saying Tress will say it, do it. I can't say who. I just feel like that somebody on the Ohio State coaching staff in that game told that dude to go out there and take out McGahee's knees. Because if you watch that second half, McGahee was starting to get warmed up, and they had no answer for Winslow.
No.
So anyway, going to this game has nothing to do with that game.
Right.
This is the new Miami. This is a new coaching staff. They trying to make their own mark. We can't trip off what happened in the 2002 season at the 03 Fiesta Bowl. It's water under the bridge.
Right.
But this is they want to carve their own legacy. They want to carve their own mark and do their own thing. And if they want to continue to do that, the best thing you can do is beat this team this year. This is not the 02 Ohio State team. This is not the 02 Miami Hurricane team. This is 2025. And on paper, with the matchups, I'm taking the Hurricanes because they have the better offensive line and they have the better defensive line.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that they don't have any. They got two great wide receivers. They got some nice dudes on defense. Yeah. But these are not the same dudes from last year.
Right.
That defense
rock solid. But their defense rock solid. But like I say, I question some of the competition that they played against.
Thank you, Dwayne. I'm not even gonna say they rock solid. I'm looking at all their. I know it's blurry, but I'm looking
Oh,
at.
that's okay.
I'm looking at all their opponents for the season. All their opponents. The best game that they played was the first game, Texas and Indiana. Everybody in between, Washington gave them a little fight.
Yeah.
Illinois gave them a little fight. Didn't last long. The rest of them was high school. They did exactly what Texas A&M did. Texas A&M played the bottom half of the SEC. They didn't have to play Ole Miss. They didn't have to play Alabama. They didn't have to play Georgia. They didn't have to play Tennessee.
Right.
They played Mississippi State. They didn't have to play Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I think they played Arkansas, Mississippi.
They played Arkansas. They played Mizzou.
Auburn, something like that.
They played Auburn. They played LSU. All the teams that are down.
Right.
Same with Ohio State. Ohio State didn't play USC. They didn't play Oregon. They didn't play Indiana. Those are the best teams.
Yeah.
Okay, Michigan is not what they was last year.
True.
Okay, I thought Illinois was going to do something, but obviously Illinois, they don't have the trenches.
No.
A lot of these coaches.
The quarterback was good. They just ain't got.
Quarterback was good. They just don't have the trenches. So, having said that, if I'm going to put their D line up against our offensive line, I believe we win. And if I'm going to put their offensive line against Miami's defensive line, I have no doubt in my mind Miami defensive line wins. Unless they take a page out of Louisville's book, and that's not their game.
Right.
If they start cut blocking and chop blocking, that now he may do that because that's going to take away your running game because now your linemen are going to knock people down at the feet, at the knees, which is legal.
Right.
But they're not making running lanes now. They're making passing lanes for quick passes. And that's what Louisville did until the Miami adjusted in the second half.
Right.
Then that stopped. So if you got to play man up, Dwayne, if they got to go mano y mano, it's going to be a war. Right. But I just think Miami going to win that war.
Somebody say, y'all ain't winning no natty with Beck. Stop it, Armando. We know you're a Georgia fan out there. Hey, look. I know Beck get a lot of criticism, and
it's
like
unfair.
I said,
it's
unfair, and like I say, it's weird that
he didn't get none that first year in Georgia. He didn't get none of that.
Yeah, and I guess it's unfair. The reason I say it's unfair, if a guy comes out, manages the game, in today's game, he's a bum. You know what I'm saying? So you can come out and you might only have 150 yards passing, but your running game is on point. Your defense hold them down. Oh, he a bum, but they won the game. Then he can come out and throw for 300 yards and 2 picks. You know, he a bum. You know, the thing with the Beck, a lot of stuff that I see with him is that he plays within the system. He doesn't, he's not a running quarterback, so he's not going to make electric plays or anything like that. So he plays within the format of the offense. And a lot of people especially in today's society, don't like that. They don't like a true pocket quarterback, and it's different to watch in today's society. A guy that can stand in, read, throw the ball away. If nothing's open, throw it at the guy's feet because everybody looks for the spectacular play. But I look at a guy, throw it away, live to fight another down, punt the ball if your defense is playing well. I'm not going to, that's the way I look at the guy because it's chess, not checkers. If it's not rolling, throw it away, run the ball, punt it, and I'm
not worried about Beck. I am not worried about Carson Beck. I'm not worried about Carson Beck at all. As long as they protect him, and I think a good running game will protect him. The question is, how does Miami want to attack Ohio State?
Yeah.
Do we want to attack them up the middle? Do they want to run out of the pistol again? Probably not, because Ohio State just saw that with us in A&M.
Yeah.
Now, do you bring Pringle in and play bully ball with Brown maybe in the middle to get him to commit and then bounce it to the outside with Pringle? Fletcher can take it to the outside.
Yeah.
Lyle is still there to take it to the outside. Like I said, this might be a game where Lofton and the other dude at tight end show up big. if they want to put, because they're gonna try to bring pressure to Beck. They
Yeah.
know this. Mirabal and Dawson already know this.
Right.
They're gonna try to bring pressure to Beck. Well, if you bring pressure to Beck, either A, you can't double team Malachi or bracket him with a safety, or if you do that and try to bring some pressure, somebody gonna be open.
Yeah.
Either a back coming out the backfield, or Lofton, or the other tight end, or CJ, or JoJo, or Keelan Marion gonna have one-on-ones with somebody if they try to bracket. If they try to bracket him with Malachi with a safety, along with a corner or a nickel.
Right.
To cover him. So you mean to tell me you're gonna take him away with two dudes? You're gonna try to blitz to get to Beck. So now you bring in another guy or two with your 4 down linemen. That only leaves you 4 to 5 in coverage.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm gonna go out there with a 2 wide receiver set and a 2 tight end set with a single running back. Now what you gonna do?
Right, yeah.
Or if I go 3 wide with Malachi out there and a tight end and a running back, now I'm gonna keep somebody in to help protect. If you're gonna try to blitz, somebody gonna get a one-on-one.
And somebody put up here says Notre Dame, CJ Daniels is balling, but he ain't even playing. I mean, CJ, I think he says, did he say CJ or CJ Carr? Maybe go back and look at that, because I'm like, Notre Dame ain't even playing, so that's irrelevant.
Daniel made a hell of a catch in that A&M game falling down. They didn't throw the ball to him very much.
Yeah, it says Notre Dame is the most complete team. CJ Carr is balling. They at home, so they ain't the most complete team right now. I mean, so we can't even judge them. Because we go back to what you say. If it was a fit.
I'm not going to take nothing. I don't even want to talk about Notre Dame. I'm not going to take nothing from them.
But they're not in it to
they're not in it, so I'm not going to talk about it. They got screwed by the committee. I think they should have been in there. Notre Dame fans, your beef ain't with Miami. Your beef is with that committee, because I don't think Alabama should be in there. But the only reason why they kept Alabama in there is because.
But isn't it crazy? Think of this. Just think
if they would have kept. See, it's politics involved in this shit.
Politics.
Politics. If they would have kept Alabama out, it would have diminished the value of the conference championship game. The SEC championship game would have meant 0 after that point. And they knew they couldn't do that. On one hand, it made all the sense in the world to keep Bama out and put Notre Dame in. Really, to be honest with you, James Madison and Tulane had no business being there.
Oh, yeah. We know that.
It should have been, if you wanted to keep Alabama in there, fine. They should have been the last goddamn team. It should have been Miami 9, Notre Dame 10, Texas 11, Alabama 12.
Wouldn't this be interesting? What if Miami and Bama win next week? Wouldn't that be something that the two teams that
if Bama end up beating Indiana, then that's going to set up. Hey man, I mean,
I'm just saying for the narrative of the committee thinking that Miami and Bama was better choice than Notre Dame. It's going to be interesting as to how they try to frame that. So
I was leaning toward Indiana winning because they want a rematch with them and Oregon.
Yeah.
And because of what happened during the regular season when Indiana went to Oregon and basically kicked their ass at their place. But I could see Texas Tech beating Oregon, and I could see Alabama winning.
It says the recruits are practicing with the team now. Okay,
they are. If they are, it's because they're off for the holiday. They're still in high school, the 2026 recruits. So if they're coming to the practice,
I don't know how much work they do. They might be doing some.
These are high school seniors, man. I don't know if that's even allowed, but anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Say someone needs to tell Heatherman to be ready for the trick plays with Jeremiah. I can really see them letting him throw the ball just to compare him to Turner. We ain't got to tell Heatherman nothing.
I don't think we got Elgin 015. That's a O, not a 0. But I don't think so, sir. I think I'm not discounting what you're saying.
Right.
I don't think they're gonna use Jeremiah for trick shit. He ain't a trick type dude. He is another Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, he's a stud.
He's a stud. I don't need to trick nothing with him.
Right.
Nigga, just go out there and run the route. And I'm gonna get you the route. And we've seen him go up with contested balls, and dude is a beast. Yes, I want him in a Miami uniform. Absolutely, but they came with the bigger bag. That's what it's all about now. So I don't think it'll be a trick play with him. The other dude maybe, but not with Jeremiah.
Right.
They two different receivers. Him and Tony are two different kind of receivers. Tony 5'11". Jeremiah, what, 6'2", 6'3"?
Something like that. Built like a hot brick house boy.
He another T.O., man.
Yeah, he a big boy.
Ain't no tricking with him, dog. I'm gonna throw the rock out there, and I got a better than 50% chance that he's gonna get it. So I'm not worried about Heatherman. I really think if they can shut down.
Hey, stop it there, Ken. Stop it, man. It's the ACC.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, stop it, Ken.
Come on, bro. There was no campaign. We had to run a campaign because they beat you head up.
Right.
I mean,
and I would even say they didn't even run a campaign. I would even say that the national media was just putting it as a fact, like how you going to put Notre Dame in over Miami. These people that played football that said there's no way Miami should be left out if they beat a team head to head. That's not, they ran a campaign. I think
Notre Dame ran a campaign
to get in.
Shit.
If anybody
to try to justify why head to head isn't the only thing that should matter.
Right.
What the fuck? You kept trying to bring up the losses to Louisville and SMU. You lost to the two best teams on your schedule. And then Miami just beat the team that beat you.
Right.
Now, to Notre Dame's defense, I will say, I think y'all better than Alabama.
Yeah.
I think Notre Dame is a better football team than Alabama. But again, until you get rid of the committee, until you get rid of conference championship games, and you adopt a more NFL-style type playoff where there's no confusion, there's no arguing, you probably need to go back to divisions again with these conferences, which they won't. If you're going to have a conference championship game, you need to go back to having your divisions where you had a Big Ten East, Big Ten West.
Mm-hmm.
You had a SEC East, a SEC West, a ACC Atlantic, and an ACC Coastal, a Big 12 North and a Big 12 South.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way. When you have these super conferences, you can't determine who a champion is because you don't play every team in your conference.
Right.
But if you have a split conference with divisions again, say, I'll use the ACC as an example. Florida State's in the Atlantic, Miami's in the Coastal. You play every team in your Coastal. There was 7 teams in each division. Now there's more because you added Stanford and Cal and all this shit.
Yeah.
Same with the SEC. You had the East-West. Missouri was in the East. You play all the teams in the East and maybe 1 or 2 teams from the West. Actually, since they're going to 9 games, if you split it, see that you added teams. You've added Oklahoma. Yeah. You've added A&M. Texas. You've added these 2 teams to the so now if you, I think it's 8. What are they? 16 teams now. It's 8 and 8 since they added Oklahoma.
Right.
It's either 16 or 18 teams.
Yeah, I think 17 in the ACC. Right. I think we unbalanced for some reason.
They're unbalanced. They're unbalanced. Yeah. They took 3: Stanford, Cal, and SMU. They didn't get a 4th.
Right.
So anyway, if you're going to have a championship game, you need to bring back these damn divisions, because if that's the case, I'm not playing every team in my conference
Right.
to see if I'm the best team. I'm only going to play 8 of them or 9 of them.
Not right.
I'm only going to play 9 teams in my conference. Well, there's 17 or 16 teams in my conference, or 18 teams in the SEC now. What about the other 9?
Right.
So how are you going to determine at the end of the year who's the best? By the records?
Yeah.
If you're going to keep this champ, if you're going to keep the title game, then you got to bring back these divisions where you play everybody on your side plus a game or 2 from the other side. And if you can run the table on your side and the other team runs the table on their side, clearly you're the best 2 teams to play for the conference.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, do you know this question? Jerry World, grass or turf? Heard
Turf.
it can be both. I thought it was turf. Yeah.
Turf. It's turf. I mean, that's another subject for me. I mean, I like the original Cotton Bowl. The original Cotton Bowl.
I do too.
That was AstroTurf on that field. That's not even real grass. And they'll never play a game there again because it doesn't have the amenities that the newer stadiums has, because it's about money.
It's all it is. Hey, A&M O-line and OSU O-line about the same size.
That's about right.
Yeah.
That's about accurate. Ohio State's offensive line is not all that. This is a game, and it don't even have to be the Baines show. It might be somebody else. It might be Armando Blunt. It might be Justin Scott. I'm waiting to see which one of these D tackles just blow shit up. And they was blowing stuff up in the A&M game.
Right.
They was blowing up the middle big time. That's why they didn't have really no running game. So I really think if they contain Ohio State run, it's gonna force Julian saying, "What's up, Brandon?
What up, Double B?"
It's gonna force Saying to drop back and throw. Now the question is he going to have that time? And I don't think he's going to have that time. If last week was an indication of what's to come, Ohio State ain't seen nothing like this. These dudes, listen, man, these are some dudes.
Yeah.
These are some for real. Miami D-line is some big motherfuckers, man.
Hey, man.
Not just Bain and not just Bain and Mesut. I mean, Justin Scott.
Yeah.
And Armando. These are these dudes, and they fast, and they're very aggressive.
Hey, who called them creatures when they seen them? Who was that talking about?
That was Josh Pett.
Yeah.
They called them creatures. He said, these some dude. He was at the game with A&M. He was like, look, man. You seen his interview after the game? He was like, look, man. Because he even picked A&M to win the game.
Right.
Now, everybody that picked A&M to win, they backtracking now a little bit.
Right.
They're like, wait a minute. Now they all saying, wait a minute. It ain't just a cakewalk for Ohio State.
Right.
They ain't seen nothing like this.
Hey, when that first point spread came out, they was like, wait a minute now.
It was 11.5. Now it's down to 9.5. It's going to drop some more.
Yeah.
Maybe not by much, but it's going to drop a little more.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, leave Armando alone. We know you're a Georgia fan. It says he's a Georgia fan worried about Miami this year.
What are you worried about? That's going to be the Beck show-out game.
Yeah.
That's going to be the Beck show-out game.
It says, I don't think.
And the final finale is going to be the Cristobal show-out game beating his old team and Dan Lanning.
He said, I don't think Beck is a weak link. The play calling is my only worry for the offense. And Dawson is his worry.
You know what, Brandon? I'm not worried about Shannon. They're not going to dip back. The SMU game was you know what? That changed the season.
Yeah.
That loss changed the season. Everybody was boo-hooing. We're done. And look at it now. For all you fans, all my Miami fans, my Cryami.
He's called them Cryami.
Miami fans. My weak link fans, that 15 to 20% of my fans out there that's always pessimistic and crying about something. They was crying and boo-hooing after we lost that game to SMU. The season's over. It's a wrap. I said I knew then the season ain't over. It ain't over.
Right.
Anything can happen. That changed the season when they lost that game. It changed everything from the coaching staff all the way down. It really wasn't on the players. It was on the staff. It was Mario. It was Dawson. It was Heatherman. It was all of them.
Yeah.
They the ones that had to regroup, and they did.
Yeah.
And it showed in all the last games.
I think they was having a little identity crisis towards that middle. They didn't really know which way they wanted to go.
I think even in the first half of the Stanford game, when it was like low scoring, people was like, damn, man. And then in the second half, they just flipped it and they ain't looked back.
Right.
And this A&M game, I started seeing in the comments on Facebook, everybody got to bitching about Shannon Dawson. I said, you motherfuckers, y'all don't understand football. You don't understand the game.
Check it out,
this man was playing chess. I saw it from the jump. I said, Dawson's smart as hell. He ain't trying to tip his hand for Ohio State. They knew they was going to win this game. He wasn't trying to tip his hand for Ohio State and give away a lot of shit. It was too windy. We can't throw the ball around. I'm not going to put my quarterback in a position for if something go wrong, y'all kill him in the media. That's what they was waiting on.
And playoff football is so different. It's different. That's why when people was like, oh, well, with this, I said the perfect thing was to have Fletcher run. This is playoff football. Physical, no trick plays, run the ball down people's throat, and then sprinkling some passes. That's playoff football. You know, even if you go back to last year, and people forget how physical the last 4 games in the college football playoffs was. It was some hidden physicality in that game. It wasn't a lot of trick plays and all this stuff going on. When you get to this point, you got to be able to move the man across from you. So it's just interesting. Somebody put up actually the second interception Beck had against SMU. The DB grabbed them. Miami wide receiver to pull him forward.
That's what I'm saying. That game, I mean, I don't want to harp on that game or harp on the officiating. Miami got screwed in both of them losses by the officials. That's why I said my biggest thing in this whole playoff tournament, please no ACC refs.
Boy, I've been yelling that for the top of my lungs.
No ACC. I don't give a fuck.
They need to be doing these bowl games on now.
Right. Go do the other bowl games. No ACC. All I want is the best refs out there, whether they Big Ten. I don't care if it's American Athletic. I don't care if it's Mountain West, Pac-12. Long as they ain't no ACC refs reffing this game. It should be no ref from the conferences of the 2 teams playing.
I agree.
So if Miami playing Ohio State, no ACC, no Big Ten.
I agree.
Give me a SEC crew. Give me a Mountain West crew. Give me a Pac-12 crew. Give me American AAC crew, Sun Belt, anybody but them 2. Same with Georgia, Indiana. No Big Ten, no SEC crew. We don't need any room for bias and BS. This game with A&M was beautiful. I want to give a shout out to the offense, Shannon Dawson and Mirabal, 0 pre-snap penalties, 0 false starts. Instead of bitching about shit, Miami fans, all my weak link fans, you mofos, you know who you are because I'm gonna check you on Facebook.
Hey, we got some Buckeye fans up in here.
That's fine. Let them be there.
What's up now?
Motherfucker, y'all.
That, say go, Jay. I'll see you back there in the background.
Let them be there. I hate y'all with a passion. Not you personally. I don't hate you personally. I hate your school. I hate your state. I hate LeBron. I hate Ohio.
You say you hate LeBron? How did LeBron get up here?
I'd trade you motherfuckers for Puerto Rico to be a 50th state.
Not LeBron. It says Mario been here before. Okay. It says
after 2003 that night, I had nothing left for Ohio. I won't even go. My favorite place is the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio, and I won't even drive back there because I don't want the tire from my cars on your highway. I go around that raggedy state.
Well, the highways is raggedy coming right out of India. It says Miami doesn't beat Indiana without Beck. He drove down the field for the game, win a field goal after Notre Dame tied the game up.
That's true.
Facts.
And the running. Yep, he sure did.
Facts.
In the rain. In the rain.
Right.
People forget that those first 4 or 5 games Miami played in the rain. Notre Dame, South Florida, Bethune, the Gators in the rain. All of them in the rain. So,
Right.
like I said, I want to shout out Miami for that, man. No pre-snap penalties.
Hey, thanks for the super chat out there.
No, man. We appreciate
Go
that.
Jay.
And the
Go
Navy,
Buckeye. Salute. Hey, look, we're gonna give y'all respect while
this
y'all
is
here,
double,
man.
you a Buckeye and a Navy. That's double strike. Strike 1 and 2. Long branch of service, player.
Hey, we out of your service, though. But Buckeyes, hey, we ain't rocking with y'all, man. But we gonna give y'all respect.
I ain't gonna never rock with. Look. I told you before, Dwayne. I really dislike the Gators. I really dislike Florida State. I hate them dudes up there, man. I hate them dudes after what they did. After they blew my dude knee out like that. I hate them dudes, man. I know Clarette and DJ got their little podcast together. They doing their thing. They cool.
Right.
They played in the game. That was a hell of a play. That was a hell of a play by Maurice stripping Sean Taylor after that pick. I see that. I'm like, damn, Sean, I wish you just would have took a knee. But it's bygone. But anyway.
Right. It says, remember Mario went to the Ohio State with that Oregon team and beat them.
Running the ball, too.
Yeah.
Running the ball. Running the ball at the shoe. Beat them at the shoe. So this ain't last year's Ohio State team. Last year's team was loaded, dude. They was
they was a monster. Ohio State last year.
That's why they won the Natty, because I'm like, they got 2 running backs. That's dope. They and Buka, I got him on my fantasy with Tampa Bay. I'm just mad because what's name wasn't throwing on the ball a lot the last few weeks, but
right.
Shoot, they was loaded, man.
Right. Yeah.
Last year they was loaded. This year, I'm telling you, when you look at everything, I mean, seriously, look at all these teams playing.
Right.
They said in the beginning of the season, the most complete team, the most dominant team on the field is Miami, man. And that's a testament to Mario Cristobal. All you Miami fans, get off his back about what he ain't done.
Right.
He done just built you a team that's so solid on both sides of the rock.
Right.
And you got all these freshmen coming. That's Miami guys. That's gonna be sophomores next year where you don't have to go to the portal now. I got some studs from the crib. Okay. Right. I got freshman studs from home. So next year, next year I'm not going to have to go to the portal as much now because we got that 25 class that he got was really good. Remember, they here now. They're going to be sophomores.
Right. It says JJ played against all our DBs in high school. Nobody is scared. Miami 23-17. Yeah, I did see that he played against all of them. So, interesting matchup.
Ain't nobody scared of Jeremiah. I'm not taking nothing away from Jeremiah Smith. I wish he was a Hurricane, but it's a reason why Miami didn't offer a bag as big as Ohio State.
Right. You get 2 for the price of 1.
And I get that reason why. That reason why. Going back to Ryan Day, the Ohio State fan base, they on some other shit because they was more upset about him losing that game to Michigan than winning the national championship.
That's what I'm saying. Different type of
Ohio
person.
State fans don't care about no natty. They want to beat Michigan, bro.
Right.
And they heart of hearts, they don't care about a national championship. Just beat the Wolverines.
Yeah, interesting.
That's how they feel about it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why they try to say, well, this is the greatest rivalry. It's never been the greatest rivalry because you don't have any implications in that game that have a national prominence. Okay? The only rivalry that has ever taken place in college football where 2 teams played where you knew one of these 2 teams was going to play for a natty was Miami and Florida State. It was never Auburn and Alabama. It was never Michigan and Ohio State. Those are regional, statewide battles. I ain't taking nothing away from your stuff.
Right.
Michigan and Ohio State ain't never played to where, you know what, every year, damn near every year, one of these two teams is going to play for a natty.
Right.
Alabama and Auburn have never done that where it's like every year it's like, man, one of these two teams, they cold. It ain't never been with South Carolina and Clemson or Virginia and Virginia Tech or UCLA and USC. They're all great rivalries within their state, but when it came down to who going to be playing for the chip, it always came down to them two.
Yeah, interesting. It says learn from the Italian soccer team at World Cups. It's win and advance. There's no style points. I'll take a 3-0 win.
Damn
yes,
right.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I'll take what we did in high school. We won on the safety 2-0. Most boring game ever.
This is an interesting take. It says the SEC is the biggest investor in college football, college sports right now.
Brandon, the Big Ten is right behind them.
True.
As a matter of fact, the Big Ten makes more TV revenue than the SEC.
Yeah. Hey.
Did you know that? Did you know that? The Big Ten draws more television revenue than the Southeastern Conference because they got Fox. They got 3 networks that they work with. You got the Big Ten network, which is a piece of Fox. Fox does all their games exclusively because and now CBS is doing their games because CBS lost they lost the SEC to ESPN. Remember the SEC used to be on CBS with the Home Depot.
Right, yeah.
Over the years, what it do? It flipped to them bastards up there in Bristol, Connecticut.
What y'all doing with some Ohio State fans down in Tampa Bay?
Let them chirp, Frazier. Let them chirp. Let them chirp. Let them chirp. I want to chirp. One of my best homies up here. You know him. You graduated with his brother.
Who was that?
So.
Okay, yeah.
He a huge Buckeye fan.
Oh, damn.
Huge. That's all right. I love my brother. He called me to me. You got 100 on the game? I said, sure.
Yeah.
I got 100 on the game. Let's go. But you know what? I don't see it happening, bro. I don't see it happening. I see Miami winning this game. I don't see Miami coming out there laying no eggs. I think them boys are ultra focused. They know what they got. They know what they got. They know they got an opportunity. I like what Bain said after the game against Pittsburgh, man.
What's that?
They said, do you think you guys are a playoff team? And you know what Bain said? No, man, we a championship team.
Right.
I like that.
Feel him there. It says, my man says, the Ohio State fan, say go Jay, say the Ohio State team that played in the Big Ten championship game will not be the same team traveling to Texas.
Says who? Why ain't they gonna be the same team?
Right.
Why ain't they gonna be the same team? I ain't saying that about Miami. Miami gonna be the same team they played against A&M, coming to Dallas to play them. Same team that played against Pitt. Same team that played against Virginia Tech and NC State. It took something to happen with SMU and Louisville for them to flip, but that was over 2 months ago.
Right.
Ohio State was cruising because they had an easy schedule. They cruised all the way through their season. And then when they got to a really good team, what happened?
Right.
13-10. Y'all supposed to be all that? 13-10. I don't even think Indiana's all that for real. They all right.
Right.
I give them some credit because they went up to Oregon, but I don't think Oregon is all that. I don't think the Big Ten period is all that. I really don't.
Right.
I really, really don't. I really don't. I really think if you take the best Big Ten teams, you take Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, and y'all played, let's just say for the fuck of it, y'all played Alabama, Georgia, and take your pick, Tennessee, Texas, Vanderbilt. I think they lose. I think all the Big Ten teams lose.
And we're going to give you a pass on the Miami can't sell out their stadium because we went through that.
Who brought that up?
My man, Go Jay, the Buckeye fan. But we ain't going to even go through all that because, and I'm going to say this, it has nothing to do with football because we whooping ass if the stadium ain't sold out. We whooping ass if it's sold out.
First of all, guy,
it don't make difference.
First of all, guy, did you watch the first game with Notre Dame? I believe it was sold out.
Oh, they're going to say Notre Dame brought it and
It
had
ain't shit to do in Columbus, Ohio. So
Right.
they ain't got nothing else to do but go to a damn Buckeye game. What else they got to do? What else is there in Ohio but cold? Nothing. Ain't nothing in Ohio. Nothing. Cleveland is a dump. Cincinnati a dump. Columbus a dump. What you got? Nothing. You just like Tallahassee. You just like Gainesville. You just like Athens, Georgia, or Tuscaloosa. You ain't got shit else in your town but to go to a game. Miami, a world-class city. It's a whole lot of stuff to do in Miami. Everybody ain't gonna go to a game, but they going now because win and do that.
Yes, sir.
Win and do that. So you can't compare a small town college town. Even if you want to call Columbus a halfway decent city, I don't know what their population is. It ain't as big as St. Louis.
Yeah, they go through the same thing at LA. It's things like that. Yeah, where they can't sell out, because there's just so much to do there. So
it's not. First of all, it's not a lot of room in Miami. My man wanted to build a stadium, and hey, look, they're not gonna build no stadium by the school. They not doing that there, dog. It's just them people. I've been over there, bro. I drove through there with my wife. These people are the elite people with Super Bank. They ain't trying to have no stadium in their backyard.
Right.
When you lost the Orange Bowl, that was it. The best thing could happen is if the Marlins move from Miami and go to a different city in Florida, and the Hurricanes take over that crazy-looking Moon Stadium that the Marlins playing now. And that ain't going to happen. The Marlins ain't leaving Miami.
Right.
So it is what it is. They had Hard Rock, but we'll take it. I like it since they redid it. When it was Sun Life, it sucked. But since they redid it, so if that's all these fans like him and Notre Dame fans can do is hang their hats on, we can't sell out our stadium. All right.
Yeah, which is irrelevant.
We'll just keep getting the best recruits.
Right.
And like Shockey said 15 years ago on the first 30 for 30, if all the Miami kids stay home, they win a national championship every year. Because Ohio State can't come down here and buy talent.
Right.
And Georgia can't come down here and buy talent. Because guess what? Miami got some more NIL money now.
True.
They got some more NIL money.
And the interesting thing that I even guys put in the chat, and I keep hearing all this Texas A&M mediocre team. And I get kind of pissed off about that is because it's always an excuse when Miami beats a team. Mm-hmm. You beat Notre Dame. It's early in the season. Mm-hmm. You go beat Florida. Well, and it's true that they were down, but they don't even want to give them respect when they went in and beat Texas. You go beat A&M. Well, look, they paper champs. Okay, so if we beat the Buckeyes, then what's going to be the excuse?
Let them have them, bro.
I mean, it's
I'm not even gonna waste my brain cells trying to figure out what they're gonna come up with.
Yeah,
they're gonna come up with something.
It's always gonna be.
And all the Georgia dick riding gonna start. That's gonna start.
Because let them tell it. We've been an underdog in every game in the playoffs, so we should even be winning these games. So by everybody's logic out there, Miami shouldn't even be close, even in this game.
Oh, some people got Ohio State blowing Miami out like Miami defense is trash.
Right.
I'm like, okay. Anything can happen, but I'm like.
I think when you start listening to the pundits really talk about the guys that play football, there's a reason why they saying that, hey, what have I always said ever since the playoffs started? Defense travels. Your offense could be shitty, but your defense going to travel. Ohio State got a damn good defense. Miami got a damn good defense. Them defenses is not going to go away from being who they are.
Right. And I'm not saying Ohio State defense. I know Ohio State got a good defense.
Yeah, and that's what I try to tell people.
They haven't seen an O-line like Miami's. They have not seen an offensive line like the Hurricanes' offensive line. Indiana O-line is not it. Texas O-line is not like Miami's O-line. And all them weak-ass Big Ten teams in between I named, from Illinois to Rutgers to UCLA to Minnesota, Purdue, and all of them, their trenches are nothing like what they are about to
Matter of fact,
see.
the teams you just named don't even have the talent
Don't even have the talent
that Miami has.
Miami
no
seen
shade, but they don't.
Miami seen trenches. Like I said, they seen Notre Dame. They seen Florida because Florida got big dudes on both sides of the ball. That wasn't their problem. Their coaching was the problem. The Gators had that. They seen that's how they beat Texas up in the trenches.
Yeah.
That's how the Gators beat them that day at Florida. They beat them in the trenches.
Yeah. And I want, especially the guys that don't watch Miami that's in here, that has a lot to say, just go back and listen to the pundits talk. Go back and listen to the head coaches of everyone that has played Miami this year, including Texas A&M. What did he say at the stand? Now, he said we got whooped in the trenches. Go back and listen. Did he say that any this year to anybody?
Right.
See, and this is
I like what old boy from Georgia, his Pollock.
Yeah, Pollock, yeah.
He said the same thing. He was like, look, man, I ain't going to just automatically. He said it. I couldn't believe he said it. He said Miami was better than Ohio State on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Period. There ain't a doubt in his mind. He said Miami is better than on both sides of the line of scrimmage. They're going to give the nod to Ohio State with the skill with the two receivers. Our receivers ain't no slouches either.
No.
Okay? CJ was on fire till he got hurt. Now he back. And he really ain't been getting much. Remember, CJ Daniels was on fire. He was on fire against
Notre Dame,
Florida State.
Yeah.
He was on fire. Okay. We got some we got some dudes. That's all I gotta say. We got some dudes, and
it's just going to be interesting. Like I said, I think a lot of people, and they throw the ACC, I keep seeing that in the chat. Now, all that got nothing to do with nothing of what conference you play in right now. You got 8 teams in here and all of them are right now trying to vie for a national championship. So whether you are ACC, and I always go back, they wasn't saying nothing about that when Clemson was kicking everybody's ass. They was from the ACC. I don't see nobody joking when Trevor Lawrence was out there busting their ass in the SEC, in the Big Ten and all them. But all of a sudden, since Miami is in there, now it's a big thing.
That's why
I didn't bring up the time.
Let them talk. Let them talk. I like it when they talk. Let y'all talk. Go ahead. I'm taking over Ohio State. I'm taking Ohio State. I'm taking Texas A&M.
Sure.
Next is going to be.
They got a natty though.
Right. Now when Miami win, it's going to be. I'm taking Georgia. I'm taking Georgia. And then if it beat Georgia, I'm gonna take Oregon. They're gonna. It's shit. Even if Miami win the whole thing, they're gonna find some way to say Miami finna lose something.
It'll come out some kind of recruiting scandal or something.
Right. Some will come out, well, Miami
we already know that every team in here is taking big money. Every team in here is paying big money. You had Texas Tech led the portal. You had Ohio State probably to pay the most for their roster. You got Miami top 5, top 6, and spending
money for their roster.
Yeah, Alabama, Georgia. So all these teams.
A&M did it a few years ago when they had the #1 recruiting class when Timbo was the coach, and it didn't get them shit.
Yeah,
they still couldn't beat Alabama.
Right.
And you had 5 stars all across your D line and linebackers. He had the best recruiting class of all time in college football history, Texas A&M. And what did it get them? Nothing.
Right.
If you ain't got the coaching, if you don't have it's more than just that. It's the culture. Mario has changed the culture of that program. What happened with Malachi when he fumbled told you everything. The way Fletcher and all his teammates came to him and picked him up because he 18-year-old kid, man.
Right.
He fumbled. He didn't fumble that ball. Let me correct myself. He didn't fumble that ball. The ball was stripped. Kudos to the A&M defensive player. That was a hell of a play to strip him. There's a difference between you fumbling the ball and you getting stripped.
Yeah.
Okay. He got stripped. Excellent play by the defender. But the culture, the way they picked him up, and for him to turn around and score the winning touchdown, I said, this is going to take this boy to the very next level. We ain't, what is he going to do next? That type of stuff right there is psychological, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This whole staff has infused that. You got to have culture. It takes more than just talent. We've seen talented teams lose, man. We've seen talented teams lose.
He said, if y'all wasn't so biased in y'all analysis, this show would be great. You had to go back to the beginning when we would break it down. I'm always try to be right down the middle. Even though I'm a Miami Hurricane fan, you can go back and you probably should subscribe to the channel. I cover many teams. Started off talking about Ohio State, everything.
I'm
Eric,
not biased.
He's not biased. He's a Miami fan through. I'm a Miami fan, but I host a lot of different things. So I try to be. So I do have a bias, a slight bias towards Miami. I already said I thought Ohio State was a great team. Go back and watch the video before. So it's no bias. It's nobody taking anything away from them. Well, I'm not. Let me speak for myself.
Right, he can't.
I'm not
They're
taking anything away from them.
I'll give them that. They're a good team. They're a good team. I'm not going to take that from them. They're a good team. They got some studs on the squad. I'm not taking that from Ohio State.
Right.
They got some 5-star studs. They got some NFL talent. They reloaded from last year. I'm not going to take away from that.
Right.
But I want to, when they played the good teams, which is only 2, I didn't see all what I saw last year out of Ohio State. That's all I'm saying.
Right. And harkening back to my man last comment, we not the ones sit up and try to say, oh, y'all conference crappy, all this and that. Myself personally, I've always tried to give Ohio State respect because they got some dogs over there. But in the same respect, Miami got some dogs. We don't think that we are 10-point worse than Ohio State. A lot of people do.
It's 9.5 now.
Yeah, I just say 10 just to round it off.
It was 11.5, so it went down 2. But I don't think we there's something up with that. There's something up with that. And I saw another thing where another guy that's a big time bettor thinks Vegas is wrong on that. But we'll see, man. I mean,
he said he wants Miami fans to kiss Ohio State's ass. It's not gonna happen. No, I think my man. Hey, look, we appreciate him stopping by because look,
I appreciate him stopping by, man. Yeah. It's all good.
Right.
I can't speak for Dwayne. Dwayne can't speak for me. I feel the way I feel about Ohio State.
Right. He got a strong dislike.
I got an extremely strong dislike for them. And I've felt that way since the Fiesta Bowl. And maybe I'm immature for being in my feelings about it. I'm not in my feelings about it. I just don't like them. Sorry. Not
right.
Just don't like them. I don't like the Gators either. I don't like that's a rivalry thing. I don't like the Seminoles.
The Kills say Vegas never wrong. Even when they are, they make the call to the punter like last week. Oh yeah, that was last week. That was something. I had never seen anything like that. If you guys, I'm pretty sure y'all know what game you're talking about, where the punter just dropped the ball, didn't kick it. I was like, who paid that guy off? But anyway, we digress.
No, I'm looking forward to the game. I just think this is a special year for Miami. I really do. I think Mario, like I said, Mario did a great job. The small things, the small intangibles play a part. I think that was really big, not getting any penalties in that game at A&M in that place. The way they hyped up that crowd, that Kyle Field, the home of the 12th man, the way they hyped it for over a week, the way they hyped up that defensive end. You never heard his name in that game. What's his name? Cassius Howell or whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
You didn't hear that guy's name. The Miami offensive line got no credit for that. It doesn't matter if he went to Malioga's side or Bell's side. It reminded me of Dwight Freeney. Dwight Freeney was the man at Syracuse. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember Dwight.
Went to the Colts, all that, until he played up against Brian McKinney. He got no sacks on Dorsey against Brian McKinney for 2 years. Everybody else, he was raising hell, getting sacks, and this dude was the same way. They talked about this Cassius Howell dude, whatever. He gonna get in there. He's got 11 and a half sacks. You didn't hear his name.
Mm.
They sacked Beck twice with those exotic blitzes, which, okay, I'm sending 4 guys up against 1, even 2. They got home.
Right.
That's why I said Dawson was playing chess. He saw that. Okay, I'm not going to play into their strength. Their strengths are 3rd and long. Miami had a few 3rd and longs. Couldn't convert, had to punt.
Right.
I'm not going to keep putting my quarterback in a position where it's 25 to 30 mile an hour winds to throw the ball all over the yard, to get him in positions where he could either A, throw a pick, B, get sacked and possibly hurt, because A&M has been known to throw these big-time exotic safety blitz with a linebacker, corner blitz with a linebacker, corner and safety blitzing. They overload one side of the offensive line, and you can't stop it. So if the quarterback can't get a read to throw the ball, he's going to have to take a sack.
Right.
Dawson didn't want to go through all that. That's playing chess. He played it right. They ran the ball with Fletcher. And plus, the communication between Beck and Dawson. He told him, he said, hey, man, we're kicking their ass up in the middle. We're dominating them up front. Just keep giving it to Fletcher. And that's what they did.
Right.
They couldn't do nothing.
He says, I live here in Florida. UF fans and FSU fans have one agreement with Miami fans. We do not like the Buckeyes.
Nobody does. Nobody does. Even here in Missouri as Mizzou fans, nobody likes Ohio State. I mean, I remember the old days. Like, I remember when Chris Carter was there. I always said, who is this dude? He catches everything.
Yeah.
Way back. Chris Carter was cold.
Yeah.
You know,
cold.
But, you know, you got Galloway and Herb Street there on there.
Another person. I respect the Florida Gators, but I don't respect the Buckeyes. They coming in.
I think Ohio State fans did it to themselves because they're very arrogant.
What's up, 850? No, because Miami made it into the playoffs. That's how the 26 kids are able to get on campus and practice already. I don't understand fully, but it's true.
Okay. I believe you, bro. That's cool if they can get in there and do that.
Right.
That's lit.
What up there, orange and green? Got a prediction says Miami 20, Ohio State 10. That's interesting. It's interesting how in this region, well, even I would say down the Southeast region, there's a lot of disdain for the Buckeyes.
Well, they beat Alabama that 1 year.
You was happy about that?
No, with these I ain't never happy about them, but that put a bad taste in Georgia people. I mean, Alabama mouth. You know,
yeah.
That was Nick Saban was the coach. That they was pretty loaded that year when they had Zeke and them too. So
right.
Ohio State has a program. I'll give them that.
Yeah,
they got a program.
They recruit well.
They recruit very well, and they win. And so they're going to get a lot of the. They're going to get. I think what put Ohio State over the top is the fact that they could come down to Florida and get talent. There's talent in the Midwest. We know that.
Right.
We live in the Midwest. And I just think in the last 15 years or so, for them to really compete with the SEC, because the SEC with the cable sports network has been dominating for so long, they have to tap in other places.
Right.
That's how they can come down and get a Jeremiah Smith. And they down there again snooping around with some of them other 5-star kids that go to, I think one of them go to Northwestern, Aquinas. They're going to keep coming down there until we kick them out of there.
Right. Yeah.
And the first step in kicking Ohio State out of Florida, or at least out of South Florida, is to beat them this coming week.
Yeah.
Okay? Tell them that you ain't going to have no leg up coming down here getting kids. You better try to go to Louisiana or Georgia, or stick to what you know up there in the Upper East, because I'm not going to call you the Midwest, because you ain't that. So they got to come down there to try to get talent. And they're going to go Ohio State, and I can't blame them for that.
No.
They're going to get the best talent in Ohio, and they're going to try to get some of the best talent out of Detroit. And they're going to go probably to Pennsylvania and get in their cupboards, and now they want to come down south, because they know there's some dogs in South Carolina, there's some dogs in Florida, there's some dogs in Georgia. They know it's dogs in Texas and Louisiana.
Right.
Now they're going to try to come down there, and as long as they win, they're going to get some.
It says, much respect from Ohio State fan here. What up now, Bradley? Reese and Curry have more sacks than your edgers. True. In saying that, but sacks never tell the whole picture.
Right. They don't tell the whole picture. And who have they played to get them sacks? That's good practice work on Minnesota and Rutgers. That's good practice work on Purdue. That's what that is. That's practice on Ohio. I'll give you Michigan. That's a rivalry game. Even though Michigan going through poor Michigan.
Michigan, yeah.
My God.
I do like Underwood, though, if that's his name. Yeah, Underwood, Bryce Underwood. I like him.
But they just, oh boy, that's a whole nother animal. But anyway, I'm not gonna take nothing away from Ohio State. They played what was on their schedule, and we'll see. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that is interesting.
We'll see.
We got about 71 people in here. Smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. It said we got Martin up here. What's up, Martin, man? It says now that Heartline is gone and Miami is winning the national championship, there would be no Alabama defensive backfield made up of South Florida, same as Ohio State receivers from South Florida.
Yep.
Hey, look, I talked about it, I think, in my last video, where, Mario has done a good job, almost, I would say, great job of trying to lock in hometown talent, not letting them get away. You're always going to have some for whatever reason. You had Calvin and went up to Syracuse and whatnot. Neither here or there.
That's fine. Go to Syracuse.
Right.
You ain't going to, nothing against that kid. And the other boy went to Texas.
Right.
The running back, Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
Texas threw a bag at him. He couldn't refuse. His family was like, we ain't turning this bag down.
Can't blame him.
Can't blame him. If they willing to fly your family down here every home game on a private jet, because they got the money to do it, and that way you could, they promised that boy the world. Because this thing was staying at home.
It's the same thing when Cantwell came out of Missouri, went down to Florida, because Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, all them wanted Cantwell. So It's the same thing. It is what it is. The nature of the recruiting. The
nature of recruiting, the bag, and the coaching.
Yeah,
it's the coaching. So now, what helps Miami is all these kids that play O-line, and you ain't gonna get all of them. You can't get them all. You can't get all the O-linemen and D-linemen, but now you can really, the top ones, they can see, hey man, if I go to Miami, I'm developed.
Right.
I could start as a freshman, and in 3 years, if I choose to do so, I could leave and go in the league.
Right.
All he's doing is being the Calipari of the college football, whereas it can't happen in a year. But give me 3 years, and I'll have your kid in the league.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was good for the Ohio State with Hartline. He did have a lineage where
Hartline was the reason why dudes was going there, because he had the pedigree as a wide receiver coach.
Yeah.
He had the pedigree.
They had to give him
I can put your kid in the league.
Yeah.
Miami didn't have that at the time.
Right.
You
And
know,
Hardline going to be kind of like when Red Lashley went to SMU.
yep.
He's going to take some of Ohio State secretary players, some of them that's
They're
not
gonna
getting on the
transfer to
field. They're
South
going
Florida.
they're going to transfer
And,
down there.
and Hartline is still gonna be recruiting hard in Florida.
Yeah,
He gonna be down in the Miami area recruiting hard for South Florida.
yeah,
He gonna get some kids. And that's the nature of the beast. At least they staying in the state of Florida, but he gonna get some.
right.
He gonna get some kids to stay inside and come to South Florida. They're gonna go there. He gonna tap in with some of them boys at FAMU and Bethune. That's right there on the cusp of, okay, we can take it to the next level. Don't think.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Ohio State was on. Yeah,
So you saying Hardline and Harry? You saying he had a hand in all these big time recruits coming down there?
yeah, because
Ohio State.
Hartline when he came in, look, if you get a bum
That was
coach
his
coming
MO.
in, they wouldn't even come in. They'd be like, "Nah, you got this receiver coach. We ain't even going there." You know what I'm saying? So you still have to have the pedigree for a receiver to stay at your university. Let them hire somebody that they didn't respect to see if you'd have got the receivers to come. So
I mean, look at what Michigan dealing with right now.
yeah,
They hired old boy from Utah. Now the question is he gonna keep all them assistant coaches that's there? Because if they bounce, Michigan will lose a lot of recruits.
he finna turn over that. He finna turn over that staff. It says Nick LeCurte. You know what? Now did he commit already? Nick Lanier. Anybody know? Put it in the chat. But I'm thinking he might flip that because I keep reading articles that he might stay at home.
Carroll City wide receiver, Northwestern.
He where he commit to, or did he commit?
No Cristobal predictions, but he got offers from here for a lot of people: LSU, Indiana, Georgia, Florida State, Colorado.
Yeah.
4-star. Man, I ain't worried about that.
Right.
I ain't worried about him. You think they ain't gonna be on him?
Oh, yeah, they got say these are the coaches. Yeah, we know them all, but you can put it in chat so people will know Cristobal, Mirabal, Jason Taylor, Damian Lewis. Yeah, so they got stud coaches at Miami.
Right. That's that. It's a done deal, man. It's a done deal. But that's very interesting. Very interesting, Nick Lanier. But there's some other kids down there, man.
You're right. It says Mario's going to be scary with this 2027-28 class. We already see, yeah. I did see they're going to flip that that 5-star is supposed to be coming there. So that's going to be interesting.
Here's the scary part, Dwayne. Miami offensive line next year might be better than this year's.
True.
They trying to get Bell to come back.
Yeah.
You're going to have Bell at left tackle, and you're going to put Cantwell at right tackle. You got the pancake honcho at guard.
Yeah. It says Ohio State has put more first-rounders than any other school. Or put out more first-rounders than any other school.
Have they? In the last few years, you could probably say that. Overall, no. I think that
I don't know. I don't have the stats in front of me, so I'm not going to speak.
Still goes to Miami overall in the last 30, 35 years, the most first-round draft picks. I don't know. I mean, he needs to show me the source because Alabama may argue with that.
I don't know. Let's look it up.
I thought Bama was the number one in first-round picks in the last, say, 15 years. I think overall Miami still holds that title.
So Ohio State leads with 91, Michigan 35.
Since when, Dwayne? Overall?
This is first round picks ever. Miami, Ohio State 91 in the NFL, while Michigan has 35 leads.
So that must be all time.
Yeah. Wait a minute, NFL by teams. Because this is like Okay, yeah. It says NFL 91, hockey 35, Michigan. Let's go here. Let's just do this.
All the early enrollees got to practice.
Yeah. I don't like that. I need a chart. But anyway, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. And nobody's knocking Ohio State lineage
No, I'm not. I'm
in a
not.
step because, and even with all that talent, I don't think they would still consider to have one of the top 3 greatest teams ever. When you go back and look at some of the greatest teams, they're not better than Joe Burrow's team. They're not better than the 2001 Canes. They didn't have talent. They didn't have great players come out. I actually didn't like some of the players. Of course, we like Zeke and those boys because, of course, Zeke was from here. They got a lot of talent from Hazelwood East in Missouri back in those days and some other schools. Zeke didn't go to Hazelwood East, but I'm just saying. I had a buddy that actually went up there, played in the Big Ten, didn't play for Ohio State, played for Wisconsin. So, I mean, like I said, respect is there. And all the first rounders, all that stuff, that's just talking points because it doesn't has any bearing to this game today.
Right.
Nick, that's coming up.
Nothing from the past is affecting this game. This game is coming up for all fans involved, no matter what side you on.
Yeah, because this
game is all about matchups.
Right.
That's all it is. It's about the matchups. And the team that is going to be the dominant team in the trenches should be the team that win the game.
I think it will, unless turnovers.
I don't. They said in the A&M game, which quarterback going to play the cleanest and not make the mistakes? Well, obviously that was Beck. He threw no picks. He did fumble, but Fletcher fell on it because he got hit. The kid for A&M got stripped, and he threw 2 picks. Right. So he didn't play as clean. So, having said that, in this game, you got 2 really good quarterbacks with Beck and Sayin. And Sayin is really good. He's really accurate. And he can be dangerous if he has time in the pocket, but so can Beck.
Right.
So it's going to come down to who can disrupt the quarterback the most. And right. I would lean toward Miami on that. I think Miami's offensive line is the best O-line in the country, without a doubt. And I think they could handle Ohio State. I think they could handle Georgia or anybody else. That teams are going to get sacks.
Yeah.
But Ohio State cannot just rush 4 and get home.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting dynamic.
Not against this line. Not against this line. They might have done that against Illinois and at Washington, and they might have did it against Purdue and them. Sure, Rutgers, Minnesota, yes. But against this offensive line, you're not going to rush your 4 down linemen and get the back. It's not.
I got an interesting question for the Buckeye fans out there. Since Miami is this school that can't compete with the Big Ten schools, is there anybody in the Big Ten they could beat? You don't think they could beat Indiana? You think they'll get smashed by Indiana? You think they'll get smashed by Penn State? You think they'll get smashed by Michigan? I mean, I thought I posed this question out there because I had the same conversation before the Texas A&M fan, when all the Texas A&M fans were saying the same thing, that Miami couldn't play with any team in the SEC. So I just throw it out there just to see, or they think like we bottom half for their division. Oregon, they don't think we could play with Oregon. Don't forget that. So
I want to know why they think that. Why? I mean, that's feelings. Again, that's feelings. That's not.
Well, a lot of people were saying that, hey, well, you would be mid-tier in our conference.
Think about that, Dwayne.
I'm just saying.
Whoever said that.
A lot of people in the chat say that. I don't think.
How are you going to consider Miami mid-tier and they got some of the best talent where your goddamn school come to get talent?
Hey.
Your school come down here to get some of the shit we already got, but we going to be mid-tier? Come on,
Just
man.
saying.
Well, that once again, that just comes down to feelings again, and not looking at numbers and not looking at matchups. It comes down that you feel this. I don't like this. I can't stand Ohio State. But I'm not going to sit here with a straight face and tell you they ain't no good. They suck. They would be mid in the ACC. They would be mid in the I'm not going to say that because I know they got really good coaches. They
Yeah.
got a really good program. They
Right.
got a really good culture. It ain't about how I feel about them. Yeah, I shit all over Ohio State. But at the end of the day, I do realize that, hey, man, this is one of the most formidable programs in the
Right.
country.
Yeah.
I don't think Miami is just going to go out there and beat their ass like 31-6. If they do, I'd be totally shocked and something wouldn't be right. Okay? I don't think that's going to happen. I just think that matchup-wise, for an entire game, if Miami plays their game, they can beat anybody left in this playoff. Period. They were saying this in the beginning of the season when they was 4-0 and 5-0. They were saying, who's the best team, Miami or Ohio State? Because at that point, before they lost to Louisville, I felt like Miami got challenged a little bit more than Ohio State.
Right.
Ohio State's only challenge was Texas. Miami played a pretty good South Florida team. Miami played a pretty good Florida team. They played a pretty good Florida State team. Now, all these teams, they fizzled later. Well, South Florida didn't fizzle until they lost to Navy. But my point is, at that point in time, they were saying Ohio State was 1 and Miami was 2.
Right.
Here we go, back the circle to come back around now. Now we back full circle. The last part of the season, Miami went 4-0. They took care of Pitt at their place. They took care of Virginia Tech at their place. Now, Virginia Tech ain't all that.
Right. Yeah.
For some reason, when they play Miami, they show their best.
All right. What's the name? Just transferred out of there too. They backup quarterback out of Virginia Tech.
Did he hit the portal?
Hit the portal. Yep.
It's like, see, I say that because Ohio State doesn't command that. I'm not knocking Ohio State, but you're not going to get Minnesota's not going to give you your best. They're going to be who they are. Rutgers can't give you their best. They're going to be who they are.
Yeah. They just physically don't have the talent to
They don't
give
have the
Ohio State a
talent.
run. Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, Virginia Tech, they got talent, and when they play Miami, they just show their ass. Miami ended up whooping them pretty good, but still, they play hard.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, most of the people pick Pitt to win, remember?
Yeah.
They pick Pitt to beat Miami. Well, Pitt's going to win this game. It's, it's outdoors. It's what's the temperature and everything.
Yeah, they can't travel. They can't play in cold weather.
Remember that? Oh, yeah. Remember all that? Oh, they can't play in the cold.
Yeah.
They go to Pittsburgh and just handle business.
Hey, that's just like it. That would be the same analogy saying Jeremiah can't play in the snow and he played for Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
they played at Michigan.
Yeah, I'm just saying he could play in the cold. That's the whole point. These football players, man, they can. Look, they adapt.
He can't play in the cold because he's from South Florida.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And then what does he do?
Yeah, he go up there and ball. That's the whole point.
Balls out for Ohio State. So.
Yeah, that's the point that I make. Like these players, man, they could play wherever.
For the first thing was Miami. Oh, it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. Can Miami play in the cold? Then it was, they're playing at the 12th man, Kyle Field, 100,000 plus. Most disrespectful shit there was. 107,000 seat stadium. They only gave Miami 3,000 seats.
Crazy when you think about that.
That's pretty effed up. At least Jerry's World, I saw the seat layout. It's 50-50.
Right.
It's 50-50. It's a neutral field.
I'm going to put this up here. I thought this was an interesting comment because they said, who gives a F about where players coming from? And I just want to say a lot of people do because a lot of people are vested.
Do because you coming down to Florida to get them.
Yeah, a lot of people are vested from the Pop Warner on up and put a lot of time.
If that was the case, Mr. Bradley, then why don't Ohio State stay in the state of Ohio and just recruit Ohio then? They got some talent in Ohio.
No, I'm just saying just from the whole thing. It's a lot of people love to see the hometown kids stay home.
Sure they
And
do.
and I think a lot of people to get invested in that. And it's a reason why you have coaches. I'm not sure with Ohio State because I'm not tapped into how they do their recruit and how they go about, but it's a big deal in South Florida and for teams in Florida to beat each other, to beat Florida State and Florida every year. Just like it's a big deal for you guys to beat Michigan, even though Michigan is
Man,
over
it
here.
would
Ohio State
burn
does.
y'all. It would burn Ohio State's ass if a big time Ohio recruit chose to go to Michigan. Oh, they'd be ready. They'd be ready to go to war over that shit. What?
Yeah. Well, the people that, like I say, that care about the recruiting
All
aspect.
my Ohio State fans know that if y'all had a big time recruit out of Columbus or Cincinnati or Cleveland that was all world
Or Toledo
football,
or wherever, yeah.
or Toledo, he was all that in football, and he chose Michigan over the home state. Man, come on, man.
Hey, come on, man. Y'all burnt LeBron jersey. That's just,
Y'all
when
would
he
lose
left,
y'all
I was like,
goddamn.
stop
They
it.
would lose their minds, and rightfully so. You supposed
Yeah. You're supposed to be
you're
passionate.
supposed to try to keep your best talent at home.
Right.
It was a big deal for Missouri to lose Cantwell. How did Mizzou lose him?
Oh, yeah, they were salty about that.
They were salty in Columbia about losing him to Miami, but it wasn't just about the bag. It was about the coach at Miami guaranteed his daddy and mama, guess what? You give me 3 years and I will put him in the NFL. Missouri can't do that.
Mm.
Missouri cannot do that.
Right. What's up, Pinellas? He said Mario put the end to Ohio State coming to Miami, getting the best receivers. Those days are over.
We hope. We hope. We hope. I don't think Ohio State got more money than Miami. It all comes down to boosters and alumni and all that. But the teams that you got to worry about in that are the Texas teams because they got the deepest pockets.
Right.
They got the deepest pockets. And if they want your kid, whether it's Ohio, Florida, Georgia, California, if they eyeball the kid and Texas want them, or
Right.
even A&M want them, or even
Right.
Texas Tech now, they got that black gold that just don't stop.
Hey, and I'm trying to take it easy because I keep seeing them put in the chat about all these players they put in the NFL, but I don't even want to go there with some of the quarterbacks that came out of Ohio State that's in the NFL. So I'm trying to stay.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm
a bit okay.
I liked old boy at quarterback, Terrell Pryor.
I love Pryor.
I like Terrell
think he got
Pryor.
kind of the shaft.
I thought he got the shaft getting moved to receiver.
But hey, one thing before I even go there, I thought it was a move that kept him in the league, though.
That's probably why he did it.
Yeah, and sometimes
I like the Achilles.
I like guys that do that. That you know what? Look, it's bigger than my ego. Let me switch over and
I
do
like
what I need to
CJ.
do.
I like Stroud.
Stroud, yeah, he took a step back, but I liked him. I
like Stroud.
Okay, but come on, go back. Stroud probably was the best one because boy came out last year. He ain't got a chance yet. Book out on him.
Oh, you talking about Will?
Yeah. Oh boy, they keep saying to get the shaft. They went to the Jets.
Who?
That played for the Bears went to the Jets last year. They know his name. So he okay. Rest in peace, the old boy that passed. They quarterbacks has been mid. They great college quarterbacks. So I give them nothing. They got a great system at Ohio State. But for us, like some of those guys that come out and get in the league and ball out, yeah, I ain't want to say Fields' name. Y'all know he been mid. I know a lot of people keep saying, yeah, rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins. Yeah, I loved them in college. You know, NFL. Their quarterback hasn't really fit the NFL model. That's the point that I'm making. Some of their quarterbacks. Now, Stroud might break the mold because he got a big arm.
Hey, he get a lot of criticism, too.
I like Stroud, though.
I like Stroud because I said Tampa Bay going to mess around and lose the NFC South to Carolina. And Carolina blew that damn game, and they was winning and ended up losing that game to the Saints. And I said, how y'all lose that game?
Right, yeah, I'm not. And we ain't even talking about Miami quarterbacks because we're not talking about all the guys we put in the league. I mean, we not going up every statement talking about we put all these guys in the league because you could put them in there, but what they do when they get there.
What they do when they get there. And we ain't put nobody in there lately.
Yeah.
Not lately.
Yeah, just
Except for
Cam.
Cam need help, dog.
Yeah,
I've been to the Titans game down there. He need help.
right.
He need a line. He needs some help.
Yeah, Justin Fields needed some help too. But at one point, but then at some point, it says, speaking about ego, I love how Beck audibles from the pass to the run, and Fletcher ran for 16 yards. Second half, he told Dawson to run the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He told him to run the ball, go up the middle, run the ball. He said he told him. I saw the interview. We beating him up in the middle. So
He said, somebody say, what the hell is a Buckeye? Let me look it up. You ain't got to look it up. They'll put it in the chat and let you know. Hey, Ohio State's telling what a Buckeye is, because we ain't got time to look it up for y'all. So where do you try to figure it out? Oh man. Y'all,
it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be
fun.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be nerve-wracking. It's gonna be. I'm gonna say this: win or lose, this season has been nothing but a success.
You said Buckeye tree. Hey, thanks for clarifying that.
It's a tree or the seed of the tree that come off the tree. I think it's certain you can see them on the ground.
Is it a seed of the tree, or is it the tree itself? Or that's the name of the tree? Or it's a nut somebody put on.
It's a nut, yeah. Okay, that's why they got the stickers on their helmets.
Yeah.
We got Buckeye trees here in Missouri. We've seen them here. They're all over the Midwest and the Upper East, because I don't call them the Midwest, because they
ain't. He say Words mascot is Bama. Oh man, y'all something else. Oh man,
it's a shiny nut-like seed from a Buckeye tree.
Yeah, we ain't going to the mascot.
And it's actually poisonous to humans.
Look, we don't feel good at all if somebody say this. What do you say? How do you guys feel about ACC officials calling the game? We already talked about that. They're not, are they?
Not that I heard. I heard that somebody put that out there, and I said they said it wasn't true. That it was the same ACC crew that called the SMU game gonna call this game with Ohio State.
Ohio State don't want them ACC officials, and we damn sure don't want them ACC officials. I think we could all, if one thing we could agree on, we all can agree: no ACC officials.
The raw seed contains toxins and is poisonous to people and livestock, though squirrels can eat them. I've seen them. We've seen them here.
They said we're playing with house money in the playoffs. Every game we win is worth about $8 million and more 5-star recruits. Oh man. He said we delusional. Oh man, come on and say y'all Miami boys delusional. I'm coming back to y'all chatter after the game. Hey man, come on back, man. We don't duck no smoke, dog. Shoot. You come on back. Matter of fact, tap in, and we're gonna cover and I'm gonna cover the Buckeyes.
Right. Please tap in.
Yeah.
We want you to come back.
Right.
We want you to come back. If y'all catch that L, please come back. I'll have more respect for you if you do.
Oh man. This is Miami played in the most adverse weather all year. Rain, cold, and windy. Yeah, we done played in some crazy weather. Crazy weather. As long as the official isn't named Terry Porter, I'm good. All right. Yeah. He said somebody put it to be Big 12 or SEC officials.
I'll take either.
All right there. Hey, thanks for tapping in.
Thank you, sir.
Jay. We appreciate that, bro.
We'll tap in with you, win or lose. We'll tap in with you, and we'll give you the props if y'all win, and we'll let you know if you lose.
Right. All right, we're gonna get up out of here because I'm finna sit up and watch this Clemson Penn State game. I don't know if they're.
Is that who playing?
Yeah, I think they're on right now. It might be playing. Try to tap in on that so I can get some content. We'll be back the day of, before the game. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, we'll do a post game. Don't know if it's going to follow immediately since it's New Year's Eve. And we know guys will be on them spirits. And so if not, we will be tapping in New Year's
Pittsburgh
Day.
losing to East Carolina, 22-17.
Yeah, they out there. Somebody put their Pittsburgh about to lose to East Carolina. Hey, look, Pittsburgh ain't even got they still should beat East Carolina, but they ain't even got their running backs playing.
It's only 6-3.
Yeah, they ain't got their running backs, and I think 2 of their receivers set out. But yeah, there still ain't no excuse.
Oh, that's Georgia Tech played BYU.
Yeah, and I think what's the name of them get ready to play too. I thought they played.
Missouri play Virginia this evening.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
LSU play Houston tonight.
Yep. Okay, so there's some guys to watch. So hey, we up out of here, man. Hey, thanks for everybody tapping in the Zone in Sports.
Tapping in, everybody.
We'll get back with you guys later on. All you Buckeye fans, don't forget, man, we'll be back. Hey, follow the channel. I'll drop a post, whatever. Y'all can even send me an email at zoneinsports@gmail.com. We're going to tap in with y'all, man. It's great chopping it up with the Miami Hurricane fans and the Buckeye fans, man. We'll be back. We out. Yeah, I was sitting up there. I was like,